Celebrating the connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio, featuring your dream team. Veterinarian Dr. Debbie White, dog trainer Alan Cable, groomer Joey Villani, communicator Joy Turner, and here are your hosts, Al Abrams and Judy Francis.
Come, my friend. Grab your pets, bring them around the radio. A big one for you today, Dr. Marty Becker will be joining us once again. We haven't spoken to him in a while. He's been traveling the world. He's a world traveler, and he just got back from China, I believe. I want to welcome to the airwaves Francesco Marciuliano. Marciuliano.
How you had it right until we went on the air.
He, of course.
You did it perfectly. That's fine. Hi, how are you?
Good. You assumed the duties of Sally Forth, writing the comic strip Sally Forth in 1997. I've read it ever since I was a young kid.
I'm a big reader of it.
I've never heard of a strip that's been inherited or inheriting a comic strip before, but that's exactly what you did. And it's now in over 700 newspapers. Very funny. I enjoy it all the time. But you have a couple of books that I'm really calling you about. I Could Pee on This, which is a great part of your pet poetry series, that particular issue about cats. Do you have cats, first of all? Do you have dogs or cats?
I actually, at this moment, I have neither. My cats passed away a little while ago. So I didn't do a period. I needed sort of a mourning period. I didn't want to have the cats pass away, then suddenly get another cat. But it was because of those cats that the entire pet poetry series began.
Well, didn't they sort of tell you what to write? I mean, it was you penned their words, isn't that?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, they would wake me up at 3 a.m. if they had ideas. I mean, granted, it was usually tied into them also demanding food, but no, yeah, they would. Of course, now I started to sound lunatic. Yes, they would tell me everything. They whispered in my ears.
See, Hal, you're not alone.
If you look it on the laptop, it just says blah, blah, blah. It's like 16 A's in a row. And then I had to, fix it up and such because I can only run across the keyboard.
Yeah, sure. I guess it was mostly, I didn't realize that cats were so spiritual in nature that they would write poetry. I thought it would be more comedic or comedy type of stuff, but it's apparently poetry.
It is. I mean, cats can stare at something for hours on end, and that's when they get reflective and they think about things. But then they can only concentrate for a certain amount of time. So, about 10 lines, stanza is about where they're going to go for now. They're going to work on their novella, but that's going to take a little time.
Well, now I'm thinking the dogs, they have less of an attention span. That particular book, I Could Chew on This, and other poems by dogs must have been even harder to write.
Well, that you have to stand on the other side of the laptop. You're a good dog. You're a good dog. No, you're still a good dog. No, you're a very good dog. It's just constant praise, But it's praise. It's snacks. Occasionally, that's how you also get their pill in there by pretending it's their snack reward for their poetry.
Oh, of course.
That only works for a dog.
You do what you can.
Did you even have a dog?
Yes, I grew up with 3 different dogs over time, and the dog we had the longest is the one who the book is dedicated to, Panda.
The series going so well that you've added on I Need, My Mommy, and other poems by kittens. Need spelled K-N-E-A-D, a little play on words there. Doesn't work on radio very well.
That comes out in August, and that's the kitten version of the cat poem. So it's a little more hyperactive.
So you're hearing a lot of voices in your head, a lot of animal voices. It sounds like, or the series.
I'm not going to tell you what the toaster tells me to do. So it's all. This is what happens when you live alone.
Well, Sally Forth has changed dramatically over the last few years. You've had a lot of characters. Any animals?
The animal that's always been there is Kitty. That's been the name since before I got there.
Very unique.
Yeah, you know what you get. You know what you're getting into when you hear the character coming. But no, I mean, and she is treated very much like a cat. There is no internal dialogue. There's no Garfield or Snoopy aspect to it. She is very much a cat in the strip. And I don't, I don't cross beams as far as the book and the comic strip. I never use one to promote the other because, you don't do that. So at no point is Sally Forth going to be reading the pet poetry.
That's like the best job in the whole world, writing a comic strip. I mean, how long does it, realistically, how do you come up with an idea? How long does it take each week? Does it happen by accident, or do you have to sit down and actually try to do it?
I like the tone of that question. Really, it's a 9-minute job, right? Come on, be honest. It's a 9-minute job. I mean, really, do you actually even work? I mean, do you get dressed at all? Yeah. It depends. I mean, I do most of my writing while walking in the city. So I walk about 6 to 8 miles a day, which I think when I look back on him, sort of makes me sound like a fugitive who just happens to have a return address. And I like this. There are voices in my head, and I wander the city aimlessly. I am coming across perfectly on this interview right now. But, I mean, really it is. There are some times when there isn't an idea. I mean, deadlines are a great way to inspire you. And sometimes I can come up with an idea and I can come up with 6 weeks like that. But at this point, I've been doing the characters for so long that it is very much okay, here's the concept. And then I can kind of feel out pretty quickly how the characters are going to react to it.
See, I have to know, who is the muse for Ted? This guy just never seems to grow up.
Okay, see, this won't help the entire image I've been portraying throughout this entire interview.
Go for broke.
We're going to stop this now. I'm going to call in 10 minutes. We're going to restart this entire thing. I'm going under an assumed name. I'm going to just say this was an entire prank call. Ted would be my avatar. Ted is me if my inner child completely broke through my sternum and just took complete control of my life. So, this is...
Well, yeah. you had it together pretty young. Wasn't it about the age of 10 that you created your bucket list?
What?
Yes, but not as morbid as that sounds, because I don't think I used the term bucket list, because I don't think it was around back then.
Sure.
Nor did I think I've got till 11 and that's it. But, well, I mean, back then, it was the late 70s. They were the killer bees. I figured if we didn't move to Canada, we were as good as dead. But,
I don't understand something.
It really was sort of like a career goal, and it was write a humor book, do a comic strip, write for puppets, which I got to do. Actual puppets. These aren't ones in my mind.
Sure.
This is including the crazy aspect of it all. And various other things. And the one thing that never got checked off that list was a 10 Jedi Academy, because, I was 10.
Yes, Alan.
I don't understand. All I see on late night talk shows.
Jedi Academy?
No, what I don't understand is when I watch the stupid late night TV talk shows, all I see are the same boring, jerky celebrities over and over. And here you are. You're a funny, vibrant guy. Why aren't you up there why aren't you on these talk shows? Why don't they have people like you on there? Yeah. I just get angrier and angrier, pounding the table. Thank you. There's no way I can respond. Thank you. I'm not going to go, yeah, you're right. No, I mean, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
Let's go ahead and give away 5 copies of each of his books. I Could Pee on This.
No, I'm kidding. That'd be great.
And I Could Chew on This and Other Poems for Dogs. Francesco Marciuliano, which I think that's
perfect.
An awesome
better
name.
Than I've ever pronounced it.
Because
I pronounce it with this Long Island accent, so it sounds much better the way you're saying it.
I'll be saying it all day long. I'll be actually changing the name of other things and putting it in Marciuliano, and probably in my sleep, too. So,
Do you get a lot of women with that name? Seriously?
Well, it's probably not coming across right now, but I'm actually rather shy.
Really?
With a name like that.
I am shy. So, really, there's no way I can answer that without me sounding like I'm either a hermit or I'm completely full of myself. So I will say thank you again.
There you go. Do you have a website, anything that people can learn more? I see there's, all I found online was this Wikipedia page, apparently, unless we missed something there.
And I did not write that Wikipedia page. I will proudly say that. That was not me writing a page about myself.
I don't think you can write your own page. I think there's...
I think you can, actually.
Really?
Usually, and then people go around. But I will say, I don't know who did it. I thank whoever did it. And they spelled the name correctly, and that's all that mattered.
So what is the website?
Oh, it's medium-large.com. And it's also where it's where the webcomic is. It's with a bunch of other stuff. The webcomic is not exactly Sally Forth, but it's...
Thanks.
It's a fascinating name.
You've made our day.
I'm fascinated by his name. I want that name. If I had a name like that, I would have had so many girlfriends. Seriously.
Well, I can tell you from personal experience, maybe not.
We've had so much fun with you today. We're going to have to do it again sometime. Pick up the books. Check it out. Fill his bank account with all kinds of royalties from I Could Pee on This and I Could Chew on This. And we'll put links to all of that over at animalradio.com. Very funny guy there.